Every week we're highlighting a topic that you, the parent or caregiver, may be unfamiliar with, but your children and your school boards may not. This week we're focusing on controversial books in your child's school library, and we hope that today's episode will allow you to make informed decisions about what your child may be reading in school so that you can let your school know whether or not you're okay with that. Stay tuned, and at the end I'll tell you exactly what schools offer these books. Today we're reading The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein, which was made into a movie in 2019. The movie, which is much less graphic than the novel, is rated PG for thematic materials. Perhaps this is why the powers that be think it's acceptable for kids. While the movie may be, the book certainly is not. This book is available in many of our elementary, middle, and high schools. The book is recommended for adults, not children, and contains sexual activities, sexual nudity, profanity, references to bestiality, and alcohol use. Today, we're only going to read 2 excerpts from this book, but there are many others depicting sexual intercourse and nudity that our young, impressionable children should not be subjected to. Keep in mind that the book is written from the perspective of a dog. Page 100. She was a teenager who had a full set of breasts for milking and hips wide enough for childbirth, and so was, for all intents and purposes, an adult, but who still acted like a child, always asking for permission to do things. Page 106. She shrugged off her robe and stood naked, her large breasts with their brown nipples pointing at him. He was unconscious, asleep. She reached down and slipped her small hands into the band of his sweatpants. She pulled his pants down to the knees. "Don't," he muttered, his eyes still closed. He had driven for more than 10 hours across a harrowing course of snow and ice and flooding. He had nothing left with which to fend off an attack. She pulled his pants down to his ankles, and then lifted one foot and then the other to remove them completely. She looked at me. I growled. I snapped. And Denny suddenly awakened. His eyes popped open and saw the naked girl, and he leapt away from her. "Where are my pants?" Denny asked frantically, standing on the bed. "What were you doing?" "I love you so much," she said. "I'm married." "It's not like it's having sex," she said, and she crawled onto the bed, reaching for him. So I barked again. "Make the dog go away," she said. "Annika, stop!" Denny grabbed her wrists. She squirmed playfully. "Stop!" he shouted, jumping off the bed, grabbing his sweatpants from the floor and pulling them on quickly. "I thought you liked me," Annika said, her mood abruptly darkening. "Annika!" "I thought you wanted me." "Annika, put this on," he said, holding out her robe. "I can't talk to a 15-year-old nude woman. It's not legal. You shouldn't be here. I'll take you home." He wanted to console her, but whenever he moved closer, she dropped her hands, which were clutching the crumpled robe to her chest, and suddenly her massive breasts, heaving with grief, were exposed to him, and he had to retreat. This happened several times, like a funny toy, a monkey with cymbals or something. He approached to comfort her. She dropped her hands, her breasts shot out at him, and he flew back. It's possible I was witnessing a living interpretation of an antique pornographic penny bank, similar to the one I saw in a movie called The Stuntman, which depicted a bear copulating with a girl on a swing. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we have time for today. You can find this book at Bill Reed Middle School, Carrie Martin Elementary School, Garfield Elementary School, Lucille Irwin Middle School, Winona Elementary School, Big Thompson Elementary School, Centennial Elementary School, Coyote Ridge Elementary School, Ivy Stock Elementary, Berthoud High School, Mountain View High School, and Thompson Valley High School. We haven't yet looked into where this book is in PSD or in Greeley D6, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. Now it's time for a short vocabulary review. In this book, you will find 3 asses, 2 bitches, 10 fucks, 1 goddamn, 1 piss, and 6 shits. I hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of Dishin, and I'll see you next week.